Yuba-Sutter.Live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
They were at 12.9, so very proud of that. We have attendance awards once a month for kids that have 96% or greater, and they get a special pencil and a little pause ticket. We do classroom awards as well. If kids are here every day, teacher writes the date down, and once they spell out Wildcats, they get a class prize as well. We have attendance meetings with our social worker and our attendance clerk, SART meetings, really pushing that kids be at school because they're not learning when they're not here. PBIS. This is another very proud point of April Lane. We will be receiving the Platinum Award this year. My motto is go slow to go fast. So 3 years ago we received the silver, last year we received the gold, this year we received the platinum, giving ourselves time to focus on that tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 of PBIS. We started with the matrix for every site, hallways, cafeteria, bathrooms, redoing the expectations, and we developed posters that are hung all over the campus and also in classrooms as well. Our PAUSE acronym, positive, accountable, work hard, and stay safe. Every morning, we have a very big welcoming committee at April Lane. We have our parent liaison. We have some ELOP employees outside welcoming students. We have ambassadors, which are students, part of student council. Once the first week of school is over, we have our ambassadors, our student ambassadors, walk our littles onto campus. Sometimes parents are scared to just say, here you go into a campus that, we don't know much about, we're TKK. And so having all this welcoming people come in and say, yes, it's going to be safe, you're okay, little kids walking other students, really makes the parents feel much more secure about their kids being on campus. And that, 4-year-old that walks into campus now has a 10-year-old walking with them, and it makes the parents feel more secure. Our customer service at April Lane is amazing. We have amazing office staff. We have amazing classified and certificated staff that just make our campus a warm place to be. Sometimes not everybody loves school as much as I do, or people that are involved in school haven't necessarily had a positive, environment growing up. So we want to change that as parents and as their children coming into our school to make sure that they know that we're here to help them, serve them, and do whatever it is we need. So that's one of the reasons that I think the welcome is really important in the morning. We do a Project Wisdom every morning. Our student council gets on our all-call system and does a little kind of a PBIS, here's what we're doing today with positive words, word of the month, and all the positive things, and they talk about attendance every morning for the first 5 minutes. So PBIS is a tiered system like we talked about, academic and behaviors. So we really focus on tier 1, which is everyone. Then we get up to tier 2, which is our students that are needing some extra supports, and our tier 3, which are students that usually are on 504s or IEPs. Yeah. Oh. There we go. We're back at it. So all of our PBIS is done through data. We use EduClimber, which is a very awesome support that has been in place for maybe 2 years now. Our teachers and our classified staff track everything so that when we go into our PBIS meetings that we can be data-based. So teachers report minor behaviors, admin reports major behaviors, and then we have these meetings on how's everybody doing, how are our kids that are struggling doing, and then we look at our tier 3 kids that really need more supports, and we have meetings on those kiddos almost every week on the different tiers. That helps us figure out how we're going to move forward and how we're going to improve things. So our kids in Tier 1, everybody has PAWS expectations in their classrooms, but every teacher has their own set of expectations that go along with our acronym. And that's for everybody on campus. Our Tier 2 kiddos, they might have be in a counseling group, they might be working with their social worker, they might have a little chart that says, you know, if you've sat on the carpet for 5 minutes, then you're going to get a sticker, and then we keep doing that until we know that we're acting like a student. And then they maybe have some sort of reward. Maybe they get to visit with a friend at lunch or some sort of special prize. Our Tier 3 kiddos, we meet on those every other week. And that's a group meeting with our school psychologist, our counselor, vice principal, and social worker, if I didn't already say her. But we go over IEPs, behavior, support plans, and talk about how kiddos are doing and what we can do to support that child. Our incentives for PBIS are PAWS tickets, which sometimes we randomly give kids tickets in the morning as they're on time for school. The yard duties hand out a lot of PAWS tickets for kids doing the right things, and then they use those PAWS tickets in a store every other week. We also hand out positivity notes, which are notes that the teachers get 3 to 5 of them a month for extra special kiddos. They bring them up to the office, and then I make phone calls home, telling the parents specifically what that child does. The teacher will write it in for me, and then I call and make that phone call. I think that's the best part of my job, to be honest. There is nothing better than calling that parent, interrupting them at work, but then they're like, oh, this is so great. That's the best part. Academics, ELA and math. We're going to start with, again, all learners growing into successful citizens, because we want to make sure that we're all learning. And at April Lane, we have a very wide variety of learners, from 4 years old to 10 years old, from not knowing how to spell their name to kids that are, 2 and 3 grade levels above grade level. So I want you to remember that picture of those cute little 4-year-olds right there staring at that picture, because that's part of an AVID goal that TK kids can do. When you put your mind to it, they can do anything. So English Language Arts, we have UFly, which is our phonics program. We're in year 3 of UFly. It is very hands-on. Kids are using letterboards, whiteboards, they're on the carpet, they're at their desk. It's 30 minutes to 40 minutes of phonics instruction every day in TK through 2nd grade, and then 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade use it as a small group instruction for kids that are struggling. Universal Access, which is our small group time. Every teacher has 30 to 45 minutes of small group time that they rotate students at different levels, differentiated instruction. Writing is a focus of our AVID goal. We're working on the reading-writing connection and working that through an AVID goal that we have. Win time is what I need. It's the last 40 minutes of our day. It's basically breaking our 1st through 5th grade kids up based on skills. They're given a diagnostic assessment 3 times a year in reading, from foundational skills to comprehension and writing. We take that data and we sort kids all the way through, and they go to a specific teacher for, say, you're missing the silent E and some digraphs. You're going to go to that teacher for 6 to 8 weeks. Then we take a pre and a post, and then we rotate that group again. And we do that all year. It seems to be a second small group, different, not really small group because there are 20 kids, but it is a differentiated instruction where kids are getting what they need and trying to fill those gaps. Or if they don't have gaps, then where kids are going to advanced something. And that's why it's called What I Need. Math. Again, we focus on solution tree coaching, learning for everyone, adults and kids. We have a lot of academic coaching at April Lane, which I am very thankful for. Solution tree is one of them. We've been using solution tree coaching for teachers for about 3 years now. They started with revising our mission and vision statement, talking about the foundations and teams and groups and things like that. Second year, we focused on math essentials. And this year, we're focusing on common formative assessments and summative assessments at math and looking at that data. So making progress every year for the adults, which in turn helps our kiddos. We have a SWAN coach as well. She has been with us for 4 years now, and we are working on writing in math. So we really have made a lot of growth there, working with foundational skills, and now we're working on constructed responses and writing in math, which is part of our AVID goal as well, working with an AVID. She's not really a coach, but she comes in a couple times a year to help us progress in our AVID goals as well. Family nights. We have a family tech night where we talk about digital citizenship, and we help parents come with kiddos and they bring their computers. We help them log in. We help them get on Parent Square. We help them do data confirmation if they need to. We talk to them about the apps that are on ClassLink. We show them how to put a bunch of those apps into an other folder so that the kids only have what they need access to, and then they can pull those out at a later time if they need it. We have a math game night where we hand out Uno cards and math manipulatives to kiddos when they come. We did a parent IEP training early on in the year where we talk about we walk through the IEP and what actually it means. We provide binders for parents so they can keep all their materials together. Reading for books, kids come in and just read. And we have books that we give kids to take home with them as well. And then we have a movie night. Our last goal is our English learners. This is not really a new goal, but it is new because we got the equity multiplier money last year, which is given to schools that have non-stability rate greater than 25% and that have socioeconomic disadvantage that is greater than 70%. So our school got a very large chunk of money. And with that money, we have an ELD intervention teacher this year. She is working in grades 2 through 5, pulling kids for 90 minutes. And we're focusing on our newcomers, and she's working in a small group. We also used that money to get GLAD trained over the summer. We had 19 classified and certificated teachers receive GLAD training, which is actually integrated ELD, how to use that ELD strategies within your classroom on a daily basis as well. So we are really excited for her to be working with our kiddos and for our kiddos to get some more services. Celebrations. We have a principals table special luncheon every month. Our theme this year is Wild About Learning. So the certificate is called Wild About Learning, and the 2 kids from every class are selected for kids that have shown growth. And it could be shown growth in anything. It could be in behavior. It could be in math. It could be in reading. It could be in attendance. That's up to the teacher. Then I deliver those principal table awards the Friday morning, and then the kids come to the table that afternoon, which is fun. 2 hours of eating with children. But the kids, this is one of their favorite things. They really love it because we do it in the cafeteria, so all the kids are there as well. We do trimester awards. We have attendance awards, the Wildcat attendance awards as well. Our students participate. We talked about the ambassadors. They participate in our PBIS. We have student council members. We have cafeteria monitors. They monitor, especially in the mornings. There's a lot of kiddos that eat breakfast and are at school at 7:30. And so they help just kind of keep things under control in there. They wear little vests. They feel really special. And our cafeteria is so much cleaner. Friends of the Earth is kind of the same idea. Kids wanted to start helping keep the campus clean, so they have little badges that say Friends of the Earth, and they are just kind of monitors at recess and things like that. When kids are eating snack, don't forget to pick up your trash and those kind of things. It's been very helpful. Demographics of April Lane. We have 58 staff members. We're about half and half certificated and classified. Our enrollment is 494, which is today. It's gone as low as 460, I want to say, at some point last year, and 495 or 496 is about as high as we've been. Our classrooms, knock on wood, are really pretty stable right now, and things seem to be going very well, so that's a big plus. We have 42% Hispanic. Our Asian population is at 31%. Our white is at 11%, and 2 or more races is at 10%. Our English learner population is 38%. Socioeconomically disadvantaged is 90%. Our foster youth is 1%, and our SPED is 20%, and it's that high because we do have, I say, 3 SDC classes. We have an SDC TK class in the morning, a kinder in the afternoon, and then our emotionally supported classroom as well. And all of those students carry a special ed title, so that increases our numbers. Our focus this year is engagement in all content areas. Remember when I said to remember that cute little huddle picture? We have AVID has all kinds of different communication and engagement strategies, so we've selected 3 or 4 of those strategies to focus on. And that was our TK class practicing a huddle. They had pictures of different shapes in each little huddle. And rather than the teacher asking questions one at a time, she asks it to the whole group, and then they respond in their little huddle, and then the teacher walks around and listens to them as more kids have the chance to engage in talk and conversation. Writing is also a focus. We are writing in math as well as in ELA, as well as in ELD and throughout all content areas, and attendance is always a focus. Needs. This was kind of a hard one because, visit April Lane. Come and see how wonderful we are. Come and walk our campus. Come and enjoy our kids. Come and look and see how things are going. I'd really love to walk you around and have you meet our kids and our teachers and our staff, because it is a wonderful place to be. Looking at the big picture over the next few years, continue upgrades to the facility. We have had a lot of upgrades, and so maybe some bushes or some plants or some nice trees would be great. Continue academic coaching support. We love that we are able to learn right along with kids, and so having that support of academic coaches on campus is a very big plus. And I probably shouldn't even say field trips out loud, but our kids do love field trips as any child would. And that's April Lane. Questions, comments?
Did you guys have your farmer's market this morning?
We had our farmer's market this morning. One of my favorite days.
I know.
It is so fun.
I was wondering if they had it because it was raining.
So we've done it inside 2 years in a row, and it's actually kind of better. They use the front of our cafeteria and they set up everything. Kids come in one door, they line up, they get ready, they give bags. I don't know if you're familiar with the farmer's market, but they give students $3, paper dollars, and then they give them a little brown bag and they get to go shopping for fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. And it's so great. And just the display, and the kids are so excited, and they just absolutely love it.
They actually eat it.
Yes,
Probably,
they
'cause
actually do eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, half the time they don't make it out the other door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if you give it to them,
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to try to make that this morning and I didn't, because I really want to experience one of those farmers
it's
markets.
amazing.
It is amazing. You really do.
I've seen the
way that they
pictures.
set it up.
Set it up.
Yeah, it is just beautiful.
I know, so I've got to look at
And
this.
everything is just so fresh. The strawberries were just,
Yeah,
just
that's
beautiful.
nice.
The peppers were so nice, so fun. The kids absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a couple questions.
Sure.
So, when your attendance, I was looking at your attendance data, you qualified attendance today. Are you saying school year to date?
Yes.
Not like today?
No, as of today, from the beginning of
The
August
school year,
to today.
you're at
Yes.
12.9%.
Correct.
Chronic absenteeism.
Yes.
Okay. And then that was my question here. And I wanted to say a couple of, I don't know, attaboys. I love that older kid. That was great. That's awesome.
you.
And I really love that special touch of the phone call to the parents. I think if actual adult managers and administrators also utilize that, it's quite a
It really is.
it's quite an incentive that costs only time,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So and then my question on your family nights is what is twofold. What have you seen the attendance like?
It varies
Sure.
from barely 5 people sometimes to movie nights. We have 100.
Mm-hmm. Which
Tech
one's the
night,
lowest
we had
attendance?
tech night the other night, and we probably had 20 families there.
Okay.
And the year before, it was much smaller. So we're seeing an increase in families participating.
How often do you have family night?
Probably not every month, but about every 6 weeks or so.
About
I
every
think-
quarter or
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
I love the IEP one that you do that because so many people
Yeah.
don't understand, especially when there's so many acronyms used when they're
Yes.
doing IEPs and things like that.
Right.
And you don't know the verbiage and to be able to
Right.
help a parent.
And we
that's awesome.
probably had, I'm going to say 10 parents attend. And we are going to offer it again in February as well.
Is the lowest one reading for books? Don't say it. Don't say it.
No,
Okay.
not at all. Trying to think of what the
You know how I
lowest
feel
one.
about that.
Probably my
And then,
site council.
out of curiosity, in your what? I missed
So
it.
the lowest one is probably the site council.
Site council.
Yeah, it's not on a family night. I was kidding, but
Oh, okay. My other question was, in your demographics, you list ethnicity and skin color. Just curious what we are to derive from that.
that's how it's listed in the
Dashboard?
dashboard. Thank you.
Okay, so this is all from the dashboard?
Yes,
Oh, you
and from
just-
EduClimber as well.
I mean the whole presentation is from the dashboard. You just printed this off the dashboard.
No, the
Oh.
the demographics are from the dashboard and from
But you put
EduClimber.
them in here.
Correct.
I was just curious as to what you wanted us to.
Oh,
glean
just
from
how
that.
we have a wide variety of students that speak different languages that have
Oh, so
different
this is what
colors
they
and
speak.
presentations, and they are. Oh, we have just a wide variety of cultures at April Lane.
Okay, so 42% of your speak Spanish, 31% speak an Asian language. I'm guessing white speak English. Is that what that is, or?
It could be. It's twofold. Yes. So that part of it is our ELs, but just because you are speaking Farsi doesn't necessarily mean you are an English learner, right? You could only have English as your home language or your first language, but usually not. And so those are the demographics of the school and the different cultures, the different all kinds of things that come with that, because when you come, for instance, from Afghanistan, the school is much different than coming to school in America. And so sometimes you have to start way back from the ground zero, and student-like behaviors when kids come to us in February, when we've already covered all of that. So knowing the backgrounds of our students and their cultures and things like that helps the teachers, helps all of us know where we're going to start and end with the student.
I took it as it's just a diverse population that
Well,
that
and,
April Lane
and
has.
I'm going to take responsibility. So in helping prepare the presentations for the schools, it's one of the things that it's a common thing that districts and schools do to describe who is in their schools. And that is a common way to,
Skin color.
well, it's
It's not just
Well, white
skin colors.
is not a culture.
Well, right, so that is just one of the things in terms of how the state and districts and schools describe their makeup of their population. And so that is just something that I included in terms of asking them to include their demographics so you all would know what their schools look like inside their classrooms.
Right, which I appreciate. Like I like English learners. Like I understand that. I understand socioeconomic development. I understand foster youth. It was just that one seemed out of place. It didn't have a really.
And that's how it's listed on the dashboard and in EduClimber.
Right.
And whenever you look up demographics for
I get
any
it.
school.
I was just assuming that this was put together for us and for us to glean stuff from. So
Correct.
so whenever I see like that, I go, okay, well, what am I supposed to glean from it? And that was all I wanted to make sure that I'm getting your message.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
so much.
Have a nice night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Lisa, for coming.
All right, Mr. Scott, you are up, sir. Developer fee.
Yes, this is an annual reporting out of our developer fees. And so I think the one thing that I would note on this is this is a much larger year in collecting developer fees than we've had in the past. And it's interesting, I was sharing with Superintendent Osumi that the last 4 years were actually pretty large compared to the historical past, but we had a few large developments in this process in the last year. Any questions on the developer fee report?
No, I have a question though, as like a follow-up kind of to some of the requests that we've gotten within the community. Greg, I know you had forwarded us a request for somebody to come and talk about developer fees. Are they coming or
Well,
are they?
so by your board policy, they are required to put it in writing and provide any backup documentation so that I can have a conversation with the board about whether or not you would like it agendized. We had made contact with the individual last week and we made contact today to find out kind of where they were, and he did not have the information ready for tonight. So I think his hope is that he gets it to us so we can have a conversation prior to the next meeting.
So we'd be like 2 meetings out?
Well, just depending on when they get it to us. So
Okay.
we're trying to help them, and again, called before the board meeting tonight and no information was ready.
Okay.
Can I just ask a question about this?
Of course.
Okay. If we're at that place, I guess was my only question. But the developer fee, the page 3 of the impact account report, where it's other revenue sources, but it says as of June 30th, 2025. So is this like all the developer fees we have ever incurred ever?
Since 1987, correct.
Since, okay, 7 million since 1987.
Correct.
So 40 or 37 years, 38 years.
Right, yes.
Okay, that's it. Wow.
You know what would be really nice? That, and I don't know if this may be a moot point because it probably already happens, but when we think about developer fees and like, you know, the new construction that we may or may not be facing in the near future with all the developments and stuff, obviously like we ask developers to pay school fees, you know, residential, like if I was to build a house, like school fees I'd have to pay like city, like the tax with the county and all that stuff too. It'd be nice if, just like how these entities come to us to ask for deferrals, like we could go to like the county and get a deferral for the fees that they charge us per square footage. And I don't know if they already do, but you know what I mean?
Well, so, I mean, I'm not entirely sure. They don't charge us anything. You mean,
Like we don't
County.
pay impact fees?
if we build something?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I'm just thinking, like we have entities come to us to ask for deferrals or to waive, you know, school fees
Yeah.
and whatnot. I mean, they still have to go and pay impact fees, and I wonder if they're asking the county to offset some of that But I'm just thinking for us in the future, near future, whatever, if we ever have to
If we
build.
start building things, I would absolutely go to the county and ask for them to write something.
Yeah, there's just,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I mean, I don't mean to, waste time, but
Yeah,
just
yeah,
something
no, I
that
get it, yeah.
we can,
I mean, there's a reason that we all have these fees, but I understand what you're saying, absolutely.
yeah, I don't wanna be the only one that offers deferrals. I wanna be a recipient, you know?
But,
Sorry, it was kind
No.
of just an offhanded comment.
no, I love where your
That
head's
didn't
at.
mean to go anywhere.
My other question is, so the page 3 was the aggregate or the total since 1987.
Yeah.
But page 8, bottom of the page 8 is this year's, right? That you said we've received more developer fees to the tune of 1.3 million.
Yes, right.
Okay, so like 20% of the total over 38 years, like 20% is like we got in 1 year.
Actually, I don't think that is actually correct, so let me. So page 2, you can kind of see, page 2 I think has a more accurate description of developer fees from 87 to 25. It has developer fees collected, 16.3 million.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see. So then the aggregate is 23.6 million, right, on page 4?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you add them all up, right.
Okay, it's still a big jump. I mean, now you're looking at, because we weren't getting $1 million.
Well, no, I think that's kind of the
But-
point of, if I look at the last 3 years, as we've discussed
Yeah.
with this board, there's been some development in this
Yeah.
community, right?
That's good
And
news.
if we kind of look at the prior years, 40,000, 80,000, 184, it's very hit and miss
Yeah.
on these.
Yeah.
So it's good to see some growth, for sure. And I hope it translates to some actual students coming, increasing enrollment,
I don't see how it won't.
I agree. I'm just waiting for it to happen. Oh, just where are they?
Especially those big houses that are 5 and 6 bedrooms.
Yeah, what are they gonna put in there, right?
Where's
I'm
all
hoping
those
kids.
kids?
So,
Bring them on.
I
Yeah.
paid my fair share, Shelley. I paid my fair share. Actually, my dad did, not me. Thank God. Okay, C, Williams Act. Mr. Tino.
This is our quarterly report for July, August, September. There's been no complaints filed during this quarter. So that's
Good to go.
reporting. We did finish our Williams visits. We had a lot of visits to our schools to look at making sure our kids had adequate textbooks, and all of those visits went really well.
And everybody had their little Williams Act poster up.
Yes, they did.
I'm sure.
Yes, we made sure of that.
It was always on yellow. Yes.
Okay, LCAP.
Currently, our 25-26 LCAP has been approved in June to our school board, and it was recently approved through Sutter County. They have to do program approval, then they do fiscal approval. So the county requested some technical changes that have no program or budget impacts on our LCAP. We had to adjust our budget overview for parents page. That's like the first 3 pages that kind of give an overview. And it had to include our learning recovery emergency block grant. That's that one-time fund that has to be included in the total expenditures. So we had to include that in there. And then we had to make some technical changes to some of our tables in our increase or improved services table. There are no program or budget changes at all. This is just it's like technical changes on some of the tables and some of the and the block grant being included in the total expenditures. So they're both approved. It's approved, but I had to share this as an informational item that we did have to do some minor changes. So there's no action needed.
I got a letter that was mailed to me by the county. Thank you, Tina.
And then it will now be posted to the websites.
Cool. E, Diwali state holiday implementation.
Yeah, recently the California legislature has enacted Assembly Bill 268. I did share this also on a Friday letter. So it designates Diwali as a state holiday, officially effective January 1st, 2026. So under this legislation, we are authorized but not required to close an observance of Diwali. Additionally, the new law provides that students who observe Diwali may be granted excused absences, ensuring that there's no penalty for observing the holiday. So we're developing our school calendar for next year. It does fall on Sunday next year, but in subsequent years it does fall on weekdays as well. So we're just seeking more direction regarding how we want to recognize and observe Diwali beginning next year and in subsequent years.
You brought up excused absences. Sorry, this may be a tangent.
No,
Probably doesn't have to do with Diwali in general, but you brought up excused absences. I know we passed the board policy about graduation percentages, the one that we didn't do a second reading for. I did have some parents come to me, and because they went to River Valley's grad whatever forum thing that the counselors held,
Yeah.
and they, in the percentage of like absences in order to walk, they said that excused absences are also part of the overall absence rate. And so if for holidays like this or whatnot, I'd just like us to reconsider that language, that if it is excused, then that doesn't impact students from being able to walk.
Yeah, this
Sorry.
specific one wouldn't impact the that would not count against that percentage.
Well, on Sunday it won't, but on a Monday it would.
No, yeah, it was during a weekday, but that would be something that would not count.
So the way that the board policy reads, it actually reads as if excused absences, irregardless of what they are, that the percentage, both excused and unexcused, go towards.
So for the high schools, that policy actually didn't change, nor did the percentage. So I'm not sure why they were surprised.
They were given the.
So we need to look at that because nothing
Yeah,
changed on the
nothing
high school
changed.
policy. So I'm not
It's
sure.
like kids who want to build like any excuse, like school business absences don't count against that.
Yeah, I can show after the board meeting. I can show
That's
you the
fine.
letter thing that was sent out. But sorry, it's like a tangent, but somewhat
That's a good question. So we
connected
make
a
sure
little bit.
We look at that,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So you need direction from the board as to whether we want to offer it as an excused absence in the future.
Well, it's gonna be an excused
It
absence.
has to be.
It has to be.
Unexcused or
Not
excused?
excused.
Okay.
But our direction is you can observe it as an actual instructional day, a non-instructional day,
Oh,
So
where
day
it's
off.
actually a day off.
no,
For the
I'd like it
students.
to be a
No.
day on.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
Because then that would mean that we just go into summer more.
You would adjust your instructional calendar to either go for the
Yeah.
latter or
Okay.
earlier.
Yeah. I'm okay with letting it be an excused absence because that's the state standard.
Yeah.
But as far
Still a
as calling
school
it
day.
a day off, I don't think I'm on board with that. What about the rest of you guys?
No.
I agree.
That is very helpful guidance.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Comments from the public on items not on the agenda. We don't have any. I do have sorry. Yes, we don't have any, right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. For 13E, we do have a comment on an item that's on the consent agenda. So, Shelley, do you mind reading?
No, and it's on the agenda, correct?
Correct.
All right. Under the Brown Act, the board shall entertain comments on any item appearing on the posted agenda. As the board discusses agenda items, audience participation is permitted. Generally, the president will ask board members for their remarks before recognizing requests to speak from the audience. At the president's discretion, agenda items may be considered in other than numerical order. The board will respect the rights of the public to express their viewpoints on matters within the board's jurisdiction. However, comments that are defamatory or that violate the Privacy Act rights of any students or individuals may not be protected by law. The board shall not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of board meetings. There you go.
Perfect. Miss Mercedes.
I wonder who's up.
Who has that guy?
Good evening, of course, I'm Mercedes. And I am speaking on behalf of CFCA because on your consent agenda is contract for charter buses or charter bus. There's some kind of charter bus contract on there. I don't know exactly all the details of it. But that, by chartering buses, that takes away from our contract. Our drivers have the ability to bid routes, to bid field trips, and that's how they make extra money. They rely on that. This has not been negotiated. We've been into one discussion on it, but we have not continued the discussion on what that impact does to our drivers and really their livelihood, because our drivers do rely on some of their overtime for field trips and that sort of thing. And also brings up some safety issues. Are we following, after our school bus accident way back in the 70s, there was some guidelines put in place that our mechanics have to come out and inspect the bus. We have to inspect the undercarriage to make sure that there's no cracks. We're checking those licenses. Are those drivers, they're going to be with our students, so are they fingerprinted just like every other employee that's around students are? So we have a lot of questions on that, and I urge you to table that until we finish answering those questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, are there any questions on the consent agenda?
Yes, I have one.
Okay.
So on 13E, I have a question with regards to page 1 under Children's Center, CDW Government Incorporated, CDP teacher laptop replacement to the tune of $35,617.73. The Children's Center, the preschool, the
Child development.
Okay. And how many laptops are we replacing there for $36,000?
I'm guessing 30.
Okay. So
It's time for the teachers to get new ones. They're just old.
so there are 30 teachers in child development?
I don't know if anybody else knows the answer to that.
The laptops we use are Lenovo's, so I have to look at the specific contract. I'm guessing around $1,500 per laptop with that tax.
That's where I was kind of throwing
Yes,
out.
it's probably maybe a little less than that, but they have a replacement cycle for laptops, and so this is part of the replacement cycle. They replace their Lenovo laptops. I don't have the specific quote for that.
But we can follow up with the number of teachers.
But the Children's Center, where is that located?
The primary facility is located on Bernard Drive, and the rest of them are located throughout the district. So we have a preschool program, child development program at AK, April Lane, King Avenue. I'm trying to think where else. So they're spread throughout the district, but the primary location is at Bernard Drive.
Okay, yeah. So, but that's TK, isn't there? That's the.
It's not TK.
It's not
TK.
It's actually preschool.
Preschool. That's what I said.
They are littlest. I mean, they're like babies.
Okay.
Up to the age of. They can serve up to the age of 5.
Okay, can I? Okay, well, I'm not going to say can I because we're all here to ask questions. But I understand communication. I guess my question is, what are these laptops useful for in the preschool, in that environment?
Attendance.
Yeah, they take attendance, they communicate with families via email with their staff. I mean, typical professional responsibilities that a teacher has is what they would use a laptop for.
Okay.
Lesson planning, all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Printing resources.
Yeah. And then I'd love to know about the charter bus service as well, because that didn't fall under a particular location, that fell under transportation. So is that something transportation is utilizing?
Well, so I'll give you some, and maybe if others want to elaborate. But so we're currently 7 drivers short of full employment.
Right.
So that's limiting our ability to do the overtime. So our first priority is, first of all, to serve our students and also to give our bus drivers. We want our bus drivers doing all this work. That is what we want.
Sure.
But we're in a situation right now where we're not able to do, and we've already pulled back and limited our extras.
Mm-hmm.
So we do mandatory field trips and sports events and field trips associated with instruction and curriculum. But some of the more fun stuff or some of the other stuff that we may have done if we had more drivers. We've pulled back on that, and we're still not actually to do everything that we're mandated to do. We're only running into this on high impact days when we have, let's say, a couple different sports events and then a field trip on top of that. And so we don't want to use charters for all the reasons that even Mercedes brought up, that we want to make sure our drivers are doing this. And we had a conversation with CSEA that, hey, we want to give this work to our CSEA members, but we also have to take care of our students. And so I guess kind of on the good news is, well, we had a class of 42 bus drivers that we started with a few weeks ago. The attrition rate on that training program is tremendous.
Sure. Yes.
And so we're down to 17 right now. If we get 5 out of that, that's maybe what we're hoping for. Mm-hmm. And then we're also going to plan another training session this year, maybe even a third one. We'll see what we can do. Our goal is to get this taken care of and get our fully staffed. But we have to take care of our students in the meantime. So that's kind of where we're at.
For example, I've been contacted by both AVID
Same.
coordinators at both high schools.
Same.
AVID has, one of the foundations of AVID is that the kids get to leave their area and go and see what campuses are like. And without these bus drivers, where can they go if they have to be back by 2 p.m.?
Right.
They can go to Chico State or Sac State. That is not within what AVID is really about. So they're just not even being allowed to do that because we have such a shortage of bus drivers. And I agree, using charter, we don't want to supplant any work for our employees, but we also have to take care of the kids.
Right.
So
but as I understand it, that we don't run a full bus route anymore, right? It's just,
I think we've gained some bus routes back from the COVID loss.
We're pretty much full service. It would be nice if we. So we don't. This is with bus drivers. It's hard to get subs, right? So if anybody's out on vacation or sick or whatever, we have to. We have extra bus drivers to fill all that. So you ideally want to run. Somewhere between 5 and 7 extra bus drivers just to account for that and also to do all the extras. Right now I think we have 1 extra bus driver to do field trips and to cover all sick leave, vacations, everything. It's not enough. We have office staff driving and dispatchers driving, mechanics driving. That's not ideal. That's why we need the extra positions filled. So.
Well, that's good news. I didn't realize we were full service yet. So that's awesome news.
Yeah, we're kind of pretty strong service, and they're hustling out there, but we're not 100%. And let me hit one other point because it was brought up. We are absolutely making sure that the charter buses are safe. They're SPAP certified. The buses are inspected. They're not inspected by our staff because that's not the requirement. But they have an annual CHP inspection that has to happen, and all the drivers are certified to drive students. So we are making sure it's a safe situation.
The other thing I just want to make sure everyone hears this is, so Tino and Scott met with Julie, and so we are really having to prioritize. So we had a situation where we had field trips to the pumpkin farm, and we had an athletic event, and they just couldn't. It's like the competing priority. Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to honor grade level field trips. We're trying to make sure our athletes get to where they need to be, and then the curriculum embedded required trips for added to the college trips. So we're trying to do the best, but then, and so that is going to be shared with the principals and the staff. Hopefully the 17 will turn into 10 drivers, nice. And then we can, start to expand. But, we can't do everything. And so there are a lot of things that would be awesome for our kids to go to, but we're having to say no.
Right. Or bring them back early, like the leadership kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
They had to cut their thing in half because of bus driving.
Exactly.
And the phone calls I've gotten, it's about field trips and things.
Oh no, and I'm 100%. The whole VR field trip thing is garbage. No, that is not a field trip. Putting on a Google Lens, forget it. It's not the same. Don't come in his room and talk about VR field trips. I appreciate the flexibility.
Yeah.
that the problem solving that brought you to this place instead of just saying nope. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. That's all.
Yeah, I think everybody's on the same page with regards to that, moving and progressing forward
Yeah.
in the right direction, so.
Yes.
Yeah, can I get a motion on the consent agenda,
I
please?
move that we approve the
Second.
consent
And a
agenda.
motion by member Fruity, second by member Ciocio, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. A, expulsion, suspended contracts, and readmission, can I get a motion?
I move that
Motion
we
approved as discussed.
agree to. I'll second it.
On a motion by member Quilty, second by member Fruity, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. B, preschool funding.
Now, this is our annual state preschool funding application. In order to move forward with receiving funding, we have to present this to the school board and have to sign a resolution authorizing the continued funding application for this upcoming fiscal year. We seek approval.
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion by member Ciocio, second by member Fruity, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Board reports, do we have any meetings?
So I attended Twin Rivers Charter last week. They're still doing really well with attendance. It's just below 98% for the month of September. The other thing that was interesting, April Lane was talking about the implementation of how they're getting their kids to clean up around campus. Second to last meeting I was there, Twin Rivers was talking about they're implementing a cleanup process similar to Shady Creek, really holding the kids accountable as basically like a lead at the table, and really honing in on these kids picking up after themselves, not leaving a mess, because they tend to want to leave a mess, and then it's also kind of known which kids aren't participating in the cleanup, and letting it be known. So it's like, hey, do your part, where the other kids can say, hey, don't leave a mess.
Positive peer pressure.
Yes. And then they're also really, the other big thing that's been past couple meetings really going after implementing this artificial intelligence policy. So what does it look like? What are they going to allow the kids to do and not to do? But it's obviously it's a big buzzword these days. And that is on their radar of how they're implementing that. And then I know they've been still working through and getting everything implemented with the new security system that we're working on now with the badges. I forget what it's called.
Strategics.
Yes. So that is it.
We had an Ed Tech committee meeting, which was fascinating. Assistant Superintendent Guzman led quite well. A full house of enthusiastic participants. Well, they were almost all enthusiastic. There was just one who wasn't as enthusiastic, but she's right here. So no, he was great. And I think there's some great dialogue going about my takeaways. Again, this is my first report, so let me know if I'm, hitting the marks, whatever. But my takeaways from it were twofold. One is there's the feedback loop, right, from the end user, which is our teachers, and that's to the decision makers, right, regarding software, making sure that whatever that process is, that it's dynamic and open and constant, because the software and the technology is constantly changing, right? Everybody has a different stripe of the beach ball, and they don't all, because this isn't private industry. That was not what any of us signed up for. So you don't get, your cake and eat it too. You don't get to pick you don't get all your custom stuff, but at least having that feedback loop open so that you all know, the district office knows, as well as other users. Oh, well, they're using this, that's awesome. Or they're using this, or these are the things that's great. Because there's so much of it, it's a bit like it's overload because of all of the options that are out there. And that, I think, from my takeaways, that was part one. And then part two is having a more strategic thought process in regards to what our staff uses versus what we are implementing within the classroom. And in order to make, because those are two different things, right? Obviously, somebody who has a degree and who has certification and who knows their stuff and is using something to assist with maybe some of the busy work or, thought or lesson plans. Like, you already know, you've been tested, you know your stuff, right? And you're using something to make it more solidified versus when we're teaching students, or that's our goal, is to teach them not to make them, to help them learn, I guess is the best part. To help them know how to learn rather than, just use this tool and it will do all your thinking for you, right? Because I feel like that has to be when thinking of what we have students do, I guess the thought is stepping back and really thinking, what is our goal here, right? What is the goal of education? Is it to teach people how to follow instructions, right? You do this, then you do this, you click that. Or to, is it a way of helping them think and investigate and question and learn? And I know you guys know the statistics because I've shared them quite often with regards to handwriting things and the memory retention that goes along with that, as well as the deepening comprehension. And not only in literacy, but those who do that in English, like writing it in Word format, perform 3 times higher in mathematics. So it's not in a this is math, this is the math pod, and this is the English pod. But having that memory, that muscle memory, and having that physical action of taking notes with a pen on paper, and also the studies that have shown prolonged screen usage affects your neurological pathways as well as impacts your mental health. I don't think any of us could sit around here and be like, the day I spent in front of a screen all day long and interacted with no human being was my best day ever. Now, there are some days I fantasize about that. We've all had those days. But in general, again, and I said this in the committee meeting, is there is no replacement for a human, especially a human like a teacher who is there, who signed up for the profession to open minds, not to introduce them to a machine that would do all the work for you. This has been my TED Talk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just have one thing I'd like to say. We were given, I asked for information, and I thought that there was going to be an actual report on this instead of being just given a printed information. I'd like, and I know it's not agendized, but I'd like it to be on the agenda. I'd like to discuss why, if we have 4.9% declining enrollment from 2015 to 2020 to 2025, why every other item has gone up. Site-based classified has had an increase. Site administration has had an increase. DO administration is the same as it was 5 years ago, but one more than it was in 2015. DO classified has gone up by 10%, and DO confidential has gone up by 14%. If we're in declining enrollment, why are all these going up? And teachers, certificated staff has gone down by 5.37%. And I'd like to know why. So I'd like that agendized as a report.
My apologies, I misunderstood what you had requested.
That's okay.
You just wanted the data.
That's okay. Data without doing something about it is useless.
Written communications from the public? There are none. Comments from employee reps. Ms. Mercedes.
Thank you again. And, that percentage might go up once we hire those 10 bus drivers.
Right. It's already going up.
So, and I do want to clarify, I am not against field trips, and I'm not against supporting our students. I just want to make sure that we're having those conversations to make sure that our current employees are getting the best advantage that they have. So I look forward to those conversations continuing. I know that I wasn't necessarily part of those conversations, but they are, of course, reported back to me. I'd like to congratulate Andrea, who's still here. Thank you for sticking it out with us. I know you're getting paid to do this, but that's good. And Marina and Amarpreet, because they are amazing members of the IT team. And I'm not trying to highlight one over the other, but I'm telling you, I can't even imagine how much Amarpreet's head spins with this stuff that comes through our emails all the time. And so much of it looks real. I got that late night one last night. Oh, paraeducator training. And no, I didn't click on it. But somewhere in the back of my mind, I thought I remembered Liz saying that she was working on getting us some online training. So then it sounded like kind of real. But I'm like, I'm not clicking on it until I get approval of that. So, but unfortunately, some people do. Because, not everybody is as informed in that sort of thing. So I'm glad that we have some systems in place. The Barracuda that we had before I thought was absolutely awful. So I really like this new system where we're getting things it's saying, and it's telling us, hey, this might be spam, this might be bad, and let's look. So I do appreciate that. Also, again, Mary Reinhardt, do you know that when we went through layoffs, when she had employees being laid off, she came and sat next to them in those meetings? I mean, that's a great impact that she has on that school, and that's seeing the presentation. I'm really enjoying all these showcases. I'm learning a lot about schools that I didn't know about, so that's pretty cool. Look forward to our calendar committee coming up. And also with Scott, we're doing the health and welfare, looking into some new options, and I like that. And as I brought to you before, we are still trying to go forward with this trunk or treat. It seems to be a little slow. We're having trouble getting people to sign up, but if anybody would like to bring a car and enter it on October, I don't know why I can't say October this month. October 29th in the parking lot at Yuba City High School, Park Avenue parking lot. I sent out this email, of course, not Tino, Justin sent it out for me, of course, and I am so used to saying Park Avenue parking lot because I work at Yuba City High School and everybody should know what I mean. But yeah, I got a lot of feedback on that. Oh, yeah, right now. Tina's like, oh yeah, huh? Is this at Park Avenue? I didn't know we were having this at Park Avenue, so had to kind of clarify that one a little bit. But we're hoping that this becomes a nice community event in an area that could really use some extra love and support. And we encourage everyone to come and join us or donate some candy or whatever you want to do for it. We have been kind of looking at departments to try to enter a card collectively. So I know SPED, we're going to, at Yuba City High School, one of our teachers has one of these big Sprinter vans. So I think we're going to spook it out and, make a little fun thing there. And I've heard some other schools doing something. I did talk to Jen Cates to get something together for the DO. So hopefully she's going to be working on that. So I do encourage that we come out and we support our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Comments from board members? Okay. Our comments from superintendent.
Well, I just wanted to formally announce, she's going to be embarrassed, but Laura Brode will be retiring in December. Her retirement date is December 30th, but her actual last day will be December 19th with the district. So she will be attending our last board meeting, but she has decided to try to enjoy other things other than this district office. So
I'm going to keep her busy.
she's going to be very busy until December 19th. She gets my list every day now. So, but congratulations to Laura.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
I just want to say I truly can't imagine not having Laura here.
I know.
It's
How many years have you been
beyond
here,
my
Laura?
imagination.
Laura, how long have you been in the district?
27 plus years.
27 plus years?
27 plus years.
And then how?
Here at the district office?
Pardon me?
Here at the district office?
Yeah,
She's
all the
just
district
started,
office.
by the way.
I've never been on a school site.
How long were you with the superintendent's office? How long have you been? You started with Nancy.
Yeah.
So a long time ago.
2011,
She's
I
been
think.
doing this job a long time.
You're going to
She's so
love
good
it.
at it.
You're going to love retirement.
I am, thank
Maybe
you.
she'll learn how to play pickleball.
Yes, I'm going to get her out there.
No hand-eye coordination won't work.
Same.
her little puppers will keep her busy. Is that it?
Get a motion.
All right, next board meeting is October 28th at 7. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Oh, wait, it was a blank check, yo.
Suppose it's you.
Whoa.
A motion by member Quilty and a premature second by member Pretty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Hi, I'm Neil Goforth of Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties. Caring for elders or even yourself has challenges. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties can help you address today's issues and plan for tomorrow with in-home and specialized care for you or your family members. Call us at 530-749-8800. Comfort Keepers of Yuba, Sutter, and Nevada counties.
Local governments and schools make important decisions that have short-term and long-term impacts on our community, and quite possibly on you. Yuba-Sutter.live makes it easier for you to know what's going on. We live stream up to 4 local government meetings every Tuesday, important special meetings, Olivehurst Public Utility District's monthly Thursday meetings, and town halls. To make it easier for you, we pull out informative sections and present them individually. For Your Information, our new series that posts Wednesdays right here on Yuba-Sutter.live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like and follow our Facebook page so you know when we're live and when we've posted something new. For Your Information, local government meetings made shorter. Posting Wednesdays here on Yuba-Sutter.live.
Yuba-Sutter.live. It's the truth that comes through.